Here there is a catch. One more thing to remember over here. So this is a common question that people get while applying the OCI. Hello everyone. In this video, we take a look at how to apply for OCI card for a minor. For that, we apply for OCI card through VFS Global. So you need to go to website first. So type VFS Global OCI, and this shows you the first link which says apply for OCI services. Click on it. These are the eligibility requirement for registration as OCI card holder. So it basically says a person who is a citizen of another country can apply if he has roots in India. There are multiple steps. So first of all, let us go by each step. The first step is to complete the government online form. So it says complete it by yourself. Click here. So click on that particular link. It takes you to the government website of OCI registration. So here, click here to proceed. Now it is saying different categories of OCI registration. As we discussed, this is the OCI registration for a minor child. So that would be new OCI registration. So click on it. Now here you can check your eligibility, and you can also read the several prerequisites. It's talking about availability of the applicant's image and applicant's signature. You need to follow the dimensions, the height and width as specified here. So basically it states that the applicant's image should be square in shape, and the applicant's signature image. There are other requirements. You can read these requirements. So get that applicant's image and applicant's signature ready before you start that application. Here there is a catch. The applicant can be a newborn or a person of age greater than 5. So if the person is of age less than 5 years of age, then instead of a signature you can upload the left thumb impression, left thumbprint. It is basically the fingerprint of the thumb of the left hand can be used in place of the applicant's signature. If the applicant is greater than 5 years of age, then he or she should be made to sign. Maybe it is a simple signature, but the signature must be uploaded. So click on proceed. Click on I have read the instructions, then click on accept. So it is asking you to fill the CAPTCHA code. Click on enter. There are two parts to filling the application form. We are starting with the part A. So click on fill new application. Place of submission. Let us consider United States of America. Now here it is a mission. Different parts of US have been categorized into different missions. Now I will post a link in the description of this video so you can know which mission your city falls under. For me, I am staying in Austin, so it falls under the mission of Houston, and I have already checked on that website. So let's select Houston, and here surname is basically the last name of the applicant. Given name is the first name of the applicant. So enter the details. This is first name, then this is the gender, this is the date of birth. Do not make any mistakes in the application, because if you make any mistake then it would elongate the process. Country of birth. For a minor born in US, it would be US. Select US. Then place of birth, you can select the name of the city followed by the state, the current nationality, so that would be US. So you need to keep the following documents ready before you upload the documents. For example, if an applicant is an adult or a child who has attained citizenship through naturalization, then he or she would require naturalization certificate, and he or she would require renunciation certificate of the Indian citizenship. So these two documents are not applicable to the minors born in United States of America. Now address proof is basically the address proof of the parents, and it can be on the name of any one of the parents or both of the parents. And for parental authorization, in case of minor applicants, the parents, both father and mother, needs to sign on an authorization document. I will be showing that to you, and this document also needs to be notarized by a notary public. The legal status of the parents, it refers to legal status of parents staying in United States. So that would be, you would provide the visa pages of the parents' passport, or if they are US citizens, you would provide the US passports of the parents, or if they are staying on a visa, you would provide the visa pages in the Indian passport of the parents. And if they have an approved I-797, so you would provide that approved I-797, or if the visa is in process, then you would provide the last approved I-797 and the current I-797 receipt. So those documents need to be kept ready before you start this application. National identification number, this is the SSN number when you are referring to United States, so that is social security number, but this is an optional field. You can leave it blank, or you can provide the details of your SSN number. Then you need to enter any visible mark such as a mole on a right chin. So if there is no visible mark on the applicant, you can enter NA, standing for not applicable. Next is the passport details. You would be providing the passport number over here. So for a minor applying for OCI, this would be US passport details, and the date of issue of the passport, and the date of expiry of the passport, the place of issue, so that would be city followed by the state. And if the applicant has had more than one passport, you would also provide the passport number of a previous passport over here. If this is the first passport that he has ever had, then you would leave this blank. Then coming to the family details, you would provide the father's name, so that would be the first name followed by the last name, father's nationality, and father's profession, so you can enter professional. Then you need to enter mother's name, so that would be first name followed by the last name, mother's nationality, then mother's profession. If she is a housewife, you would enter housewife. Relationship with the root Indian, so that would be, now if your parents are Indian citizen, you can enter either father or mother over here. If your parents, father and mother, are US citizens, and grandfather and grandmother are or were Indian citizens, so you would select their option. Now assume that you have attained US citizenship through naturalization, then you would say that I am applying OCI based on the root Indian by self. So then at that point of time you would select self, but here we are applying for OCI for minor who was born in US, so that would be just enter father, then click on save and continue. So this would be city space state name. After that, it is going to ask you the present address. You can provide the present address, and then you need to provide the zip code, provide your mobile number, provide the telephone number. You can just enter your mobile number over here, and then provide the email address. Either you can enter the email address of the applicant or the parents of the applicant. Please make sure you have entered accurate mobile number, correct email, and correct address details, because the address details should match with the address proof that you are going to provide in the next steps. It is asking for the address line 2, so that would be asking for the city name, state, and then click on next. So now you need to take a note of this temporary application ID, because if you want to modify or continue with your application, then you would require this information, and then you need to verify all the information that you have entered for the applicant. So after you have made sure that this is correct, you need to click on submit. because once you have submitted this particular part of the application, you cannot edit it later on. So now click on submit. It is also providing you with the file reference number. You need to make a note of it. Let me do that now. Okay, so now we have successfully completed the part A. Now we need to proceed with the part B of this application. If you are ready with your image, you can click this option or you can click on exit. If you have exited, as I have told you, you can use the temporary application ID and the file reference number to come back to this particular application. Click on yes, I am ready with the image. Okay, this is asking you to upload applicant's photo. It says that applicant photo which you have selected is as per instructions, so that is good. Then click on choose file for the signature. Then you can choose the signature and the aspect ratio should be 3:1. Please click crop. Okay, now this is how you do the cropping. But make sure that when you are uploading the picture and the signature, it is as per the resolution and the height and width dimensions as specified in the instructions. So once you have uploaded that, click on upload, and that would complete the registration of the photograph and the signature. Now here many people get a question, should I really upload a signature? So as I have previously said, if the applicant is less than 5 years of age, then you need to take the thumbprint of the left hand and you can upload that in the 3:1 resolution. 3 times is the width and 1 time is the height. Or if the applicant is older than 5 years, then you would have to ask them to sign on a white piece of paper and then you can upload. Please make sure that the signature is on a white background and the photograph is on the light background. So light can be white background as well. Now if you are happy with the image and the signature, then you can say that I have uploaded successfully. Click on it. Now this has moved forward our application. It has given us the document list. Now let us go through the documentation. Now since we are applying OCI for the minor, address proof, yes, we would upload the address proof, that is the address proof of the parents. Now current passport is basically the passport copy of the applicant. So this is a US passport. You need to self-attest that passport and you need to upload. No need to send the original passport to the VFS global office. Employment work letter, it is not required for the minor applicants. Indian origin proof, yes, it is required, and this would be the passport copy of the Indian parents or passport copy of the Indian grandparents, or it is a passport copy of the great grandparents who were Indians. So Indian visa, if an applicant had a previous Indian visa, you need to provide it. If not, then you skip it. Joint declaration of subsistence of marriage. So instead of this, you can provide a marriage certificate. Now if you do not have a marriage certificate for your parents or grandparents or great grandparents, then you would have to provide a joint declaration of marriage. Legal status of parents in case of minor applicants. So this is the legal status of parents in United States. If the parents are US citizens, then you would definitely provide the US passport of the parents and that would be it. If the parents are on a visa, then you would have to provide the visa pages in the Indian passport of the parents. And this is again the marriage certificate. If there is marriage certificate, definitely go with marriage certificate of the parents without joint declaration. And naturalization certificate, it comes if an applicant has attained citizenship using naturalization, but in case of the minor who was born in United States, this certificate is not required. Parental authorization is required in case of minor applicants, and I will show you how the document is. It requires the signature of the parents and a notary public. PIO card, it might not be present. If applicable, then only you upload it, otherwise you don't. Now relationship certificate, instead of this relationship certificate, you basically upload the birth certificate that names the applicant, that names both the parents of the applicant and the date of birth. Renunciation certificate, it is applicable when the applicant has obtained citizenship through naturalization. Spouse OCI card not applicable in case of minor applicant. Spouse passport not applicable in case of a minor applicant. Indian origin document, as I have previously said, it is one of these below. It is either previous Indian passport of the applicant itself, or previous Indian passport of the parents or grandparents or great grandparents, or their link to India through OCI card or nativity certificate or current Indian passport of the parents. So these are the Indian origin document. So make a note of this, then proceed to part B. Here there are several questions that are asked with respect to the applicant. The first question is, have you or any member of your family applied for overseas citizen of India OCI card registration earlier? If there is someone in your family who has already applied, then you click on yes, and then you need to name that person, first name, last name, and then the relationship, and then you have to enter the reference number. It is a number that is mentioned on the OCI of a particular person, and date when applied, you need to mention that it is the date that is present in the OCI card itself. So it is basically OCI start date, place where applied, and then status. If no one in your family has ever applied for OCI, you click on no. Then there are certain other questions which might be pertinent to your case. Read those questions carefully and answer. Mostly for a person, it would be no. Citizen of Pakistan, Bangladesh, ever convicted by court of law? No. Refused entry, ever been refused entry associated with organization accused of guilty of any rights violation? No. Engaged in human trafficking? No. Engaged in cybercrime? No. Express views just that glorify violence? No. Whether either of parents had ever been citizen of Pakistan or Bangladesh? No. So read those questions carefully and select the option yes or no. Usually it is no for most of the people. Then comes the present nationality details. So present nationality, it is United States, and we can assume that it is acquisition by birth, and that is the date of birth. And then the other details, previous nationality of applicant. So if there was no previous nationality before this, because directly by birth, if a person is US citizen, there is no nationality, previous nationality, you don't select any option. Do you have any relatives staying in India? Of course there would be some relatives staying, so you can click on yes. If you do not have any relatives staying in India, that's okay. And you could just name your parent or name your grandparent and their present address in India, the relationship, grandparent, and the age. For now, let me select no. Has any of the applicant faced criminal proceeding? No. And then click on submit. So this ends our part B of the application. Now you need to upload the documents. In the supporting documents, the first document is the address proof. It is the proof of address where the parents and the applicant are staying. The address proof can have either of the parents' name or both the parents' name. So that needs to be uploaded over here. The current passport is the passport of the applicant. So that would be US passport of the applicant minor. One more thing to remember over here is whenever you are uploading the documents as digital copy, you need not self-attest them. So whatever are the originals, you can upload those copy as a digital copy. No need to self-attestation. So this is a common question that people get while applying the OCI. Indian origin proof, it is either the applicant's previous Indian passport or the parents' Indian passport if they have been Indians or if they are Indians currently, or grandparents' passport if they are Indians currently, or great grandparents' passport if they are Indians currently. So if your parents are currently Indians, so you can just merge the Indian passport of your father and mother and you can upload it over here. Another thing to remember is you need not provide all the pages of the passport of your parents. You just need to upload the first 3 pages and the last 2 pages. So that would cover the photo pages and the information page of your parents' passport. So once again, the father's passport and the mother's passport need to be merged and need to be uploaded as one PDF over here. Indian visa, if an applicant had a previous Indian visa, that needs to be uploaded. If he or she did not have an Indian visa, then you can skip this particular upload. Then there is legal status of parents. It is corresponding to the legal status in United States. So if the parents are US citizen, you provide the US passport, both the parents' passport merged as one. Once again, it needs to be the information pages and the photo pages only. So that can be first 3 pages and the last 2 pages. Or if the parents are on visa, then you need to provide the upload of the visa pages in the passport. So for both the parents, for mother and father, you need to combine as one PDF and you need to upload over here. No need of self-attestation. Now marriage certificate is basically the marriage certificate of the parents. So father and mother, their names should be accurate as you have mentioned in your application, and you need to provide the marriage certificate over here. Now here comes the parental authorization. Parental authorization needs to be submitted in case of minor applicants. So let me show you how that looks. This is the parental authorization for the minors. You need to download it from the VFS website in the OCI checklist. So here comes the father's name and here comes the mother's name, and here capacity you need to mention as parents, and you need to know that this document cannot be digitally edited. So you need to print it out and write these details by hand manually. So you can use blue ink. And then here, having full and complete custody of, these are the details of the minor applicant. So name, so that would be first name and last name. This is date of birth, and residing at, you need to mention the address. And then here you need to click on the issuance of OCI card. This is the place and this is the date. This needs to be notarized. So you need to sign, the mother and father needs to sign in the presence of the notary. So father signature over here in the presence of notary, mother signature over here in the presence of notary, and then the notary public will sign and stamp over here. This form must be notarized. Now, if you remember, this application form of OCI also needs to be notarized. So that would be 2 trips to the notary public. You would naturally assume that I need to upload over here the parental authorization, which is notarized, and you would upload the notarized document, and then you would finally submit and print out the application form and notarized it. So that would be 2 visits to the notary. In order to avoid such 2 visits, what you need to do is you need to upload the parental authorization document over here without notarization, and then upload all the remaining documents and final submit this. Then print out the application form of the OCI, get the notary public notarization on that document along with the notary of the parental authorization documents. So both the documents together. Then you come back home, and in the OCI registration website there is an option to re-edit your application. You click on that re-edit application. So I'm saying over here, if you can see, this is saying OCI document upload or re-upload. So you would click on this link, and then you need to upload your parental authorization after notary. So that would save 1 trip to the notary public. And then here is the relationship certificate. It is basically the birth certificate of an applicant with both parents' name mentioned in the birth certificate. And that's it with the minor applicant documents. So if you are applying for a person who has attained citizenship through naturalization, then you would additionally upload two documents. One is naturalization certificate and the other one is renunciation certificate of Indian citizenship. So however, for a minor born in United States, those two documents are not required. And then you need to click on final submit. Then you need to click on generate registration form. And now this particular registration form has downloaded. So as you can see, this is the registration form. Another question which most of the people ask is, do I need to take a printout of this registration form in color or in black? So I would say that you can take a printout in black as well, because on this particular photograph you would attach a physical photo. Anyway, if this photo is black and white, that would not matter. So take the black and white printout and then affix one photograph on top of it. So that would work. And here the last page is important. So I'm talking about this page. Here is the declaration and here is the application for minor child declaration. So the declaration can be left blank for the minor child. Take a note of it. If it is for an adult application, then you need to fill on it. If it is a minor child applicant, then you need not fill this three fields. Directly you need to fill here. You need to enter the name of the child here. Then this is the date and this is the place. And here is the signature of the applicant if the applicant is 5 years or older, or if he is younger than 5 years, then it would be left hand thumbprint. Then there would be father signature over here, mother signature below that, and then you can mention the name of the father and mother in bracket. And here is the notary public signature and stamp. You need to take this thumbprint and these fathers and mother's signature in the presence of the notary public, because most of the notary public wants the signature in presence of them. So let me show a photograph of this. So fundamentally the declaration is left blank and this is the name of the applicant. Left thumbprint of the child, date, place, notarization, father's signature and mother's signature. So that's about the application form and the parental authorization. And once this is done, you will have to submit printout of your application along with the required supporting documentation for further processing. Now click on exit. Once the application form is filled and we have taken a printout, we have taken the notary public notarization as well, and even on the parent authorization we have taken notarization. After that you need to come over here, click on OCI document re-upload and then click on proceed, and then enter the details of your passport number and the online file reference number. Enter the captcha code, proceed, and you can upload the parental authorization with notary document over here. So once that is done, you need to proceed with the next step, which is step 2, arranging the documents, supporting documents as per the checklist. So let's take a look on the checklist. So here it's asking for the OCI type, which is new OCI registration. Here it is giving us the checklist. So this is the checklist that we are looking for. Document checklist for foreign national by birth and never held Indian passport. This is the new OCI checklist for minor US national by birth. So on every page you need to write the applicant name, the passport number, the mobile number and the email address. Now let's go through all the documentations that are required. So the mandatory document, the first one is the OCI application form. As we have already talked about this application form, it needs to be submitted in original. You can take a printout in black and white and then affix a photograph of the applicant where the photo has been printed, and another photograph needs to be provided in the mailing package. It already has a signature or the left thumb impression and on the last page you have the declaration which is left blank, and then you provide the minor signature or the left thumbprint in the down, and then you provide the father's mother's signature and then the notary. So we have already talked about this, and that OCI application form needs to be provided in original. And then here it is mentioned applicant's thumbprint or signature and parent signature is a must, and the photograph. In total 2 photographs need to be provided, and it is square shape, and the other details and the specifications are mentioned in the website. So in total 2 photographs, one needs to be affixed onto the application form and the other needs to be kept loose. The digital signature is already uploaded and that comes printed in the application form. In place of signature, there is left thumb impression for applicants below 5 years of age. Now fee payment is the application confirmation letter or the payment confirmation. So you receive an email saying that the fee has been paid. You need to take a printout of that particular fee payment confirmation and you need to attach in your mailing documents. And then comes the parental authorization form. I have already mentioned about the authorization form. You need to take a notary on this. You need to have both parent signature in the presence of the notary, and that needs to be provided in original. Birth certificate is the birth certificate of the minor applicant. It must reflect both the name of the parents and date of birth and nationality, and it is just a copy. You need not provide the original birth certificate, and the apposal is not required on the birth certificate. Now current passport of the minor. So this is a US passport, and please do not send original passport of the minor child. It is just the copy or the photocopy of the passport pages. That is first 3 pages of the passport and the last 2 pages of the passport, which covers the information pages and the photo pages. And you need to self-attest. So that means that the parents, both father and mother, needs to sign at the bottom of the passport pages on each and every page of the passport of the minor applicant. Then parents Indian passport. The parents were Indian once, or if they are Indians currently, then you need to provide the parents Indian passport copy only, not the original passport. So once again, the first 2 and last 2 pages of the Indian passport needs to be provided. And then you need to write a minor consent letter. So the minor consent letter is just this. You just need to write, so this is the parent's name, the address, the phone number and the email of the parent, and just mention the subject like this, and mention the application ID, your location, the date, and then mention to the consular office, father's name, passport number, father of applicant name is giving consent to the Indian consulate or embassy to be authorized to edit or correct the mistakes made in the OCI government form, if any, on behalf of my minor child. Applicant reference number is, give the reference number, then yours sincerely, and mention your name as a father. So that needs to be done. So that is basically the consent letter, and you need to sign on that consent letter above your name. So here is the signature. You need to sign in blue ink, and that needs to be attached in the mailing documents. Now marriage certificate of parents, you need to provide a copy. It should not be original, and you need to self-attest it. So that means since it is the marriage certificate of both the parents, father, mother, needs to sign at the bottom of the marriage certificate copy. Then there is proof of address. One of the parents' name, if it is mentioned on the proof of address, that is okay. One of these documents as mentioned here needs to be provided, and that needs to be a copy, and you need to self-attest it. So whosever name is mentioned on the proof of address, they need to sign it. For example, on the mortgage, if both the parents' name is written, then you need to sign. Both the parents need to sign at the bottom of the mortgage document. Then parents' US passport information page. If parents are US citizens, then only you need to provide, otherwise you can ignore this. Then parents' legal status of staying in United States. Since parents are not US citizen, then you would have to provide the visa status in the United States. So that means you need to provide the photocopy of the visa pages in the Indian passport. If the visa has expired and it is under extension, then you would have to provide the approval notice of I-797 with the receipt notice. That's about the parents' legal status. And then you need to attach the courier label that you have obtained from the VFS website, and the return label will be taken care by the VFS office. But if you have the printout, you can just add it into the mailing documents. Then there are supporting documents. These are condition based. So if the name change has ever been done for the applicant, then you need to provide this affidavit. If the parents have OCI, then you need to provide this. If the applicant has only one single parent, then depending on the divorce, you need to provide the divorce decree. If the person or the applicant has attained citizenship through naturalization, then the naturalization certificate and renunciation certificate needs to be added. Then here are the details of the photograph and the signature, how much pixels they need to be, and you need to follow all these specifications. And that's about the checklist. Now let's go back. You need to arrange all the documents as per the checklist. You need to keep them ready, and then you need to click here to pay the fee online. And finally you need to courier or mail application to VFS Consular Application Center as per your jurisdiction. So I will post a link in the description to know your jurisdiction. If you fall under the jurisdiction of Chicago, then you would have to send to this Chicago address. If you fall under Houston jurisdiction, then you would have to mail your documents to this address. So let's see, paying the fee online. This takes you to the new user registration page. You can enter the name of the applicant. Then you need to confirm that you agree to all the conditions. Then enter the CAPTCHA, then click on submit, click on OK. Now go to login. I have verified my email address and then logged into VFS Global portal. So here there is create new application, click on it. Now it's saying visiting country is India, residing country is USA. Center, you need to click on the mission that you belong to. So I belong to Houston, so I'm going to select that. Main category, you need to select OCI. Application category, you need to click on new OCI. The application type is postal, and select the payment method. It has to be one of these three. But if you select banker check and money order, then you would have to send that banker check and money order in the mail. And also you need to generate your own mailing labels and need to provide the return label as well within the mail document. So it is not preferred. The preferred option is online payment by debit card and credit card. So this will allow you to generate the VFS courier labels. So VFS takes care of the return labels, although you make a payment of it. And this is like a easier process. And once you click on online payment by debit card and credit card, click on continue. Here you need to attach your OCI application by clicking on add customer. You need to add your OCI file reference number over here. So that was this reference number. This is actually printed onto the left hand margin of your OCI application form. Then you need to enter your passport details, the date of birth of the applicant, the passport expiry. Then need to enter the details of the applicant as per the passport. Select the gender, enter the father's full name as first name followed by the last name. Then enter the mobile number and email ID accurately, because VFS sends intimation or notification to this mobile number and email address. Now state you can select the applicant state and then click on submit. Click on OK. Now this has added the customer to the application. Select the courier service. So it is a recommended option to select VFS offered courier service. Courier provider is FedEx. Click on continue. So here if you click on this I beside fee charged, it gives you itemization of the fees that are charged to you. So these are consular fee, ICWF, VFS service fee, and the total amount is $354.89. Now the additional services, click on this, you can see the additional services fees. You can save $5 by unchecking this. So this would make SMS alerts will not be sent to you by the VFS, but anyway VFS is going to send you notifications to your email even if you uncheck this option. So you can save this $5 by unchecking and click on save. So here you can see previously it was 354, now it is 349. Now click on continue, click on OK. Then you need to mention the address. This address will be validated. The address is validated successfully. Click on submit. Click on OK. Click on I accept terms and conditions. Click on confirm application. Click on OK. So this is asking for the credit card details. You need to enter the credit card details and click on pay. So that's it. That pays your application, and you will receive an email with a payment receipt or payment confirmation. You need to take a printout of that particular email and attach it with the supporting documents that need to be sent out in the form of mail to VFS Global. Once the payment is done, you can click on download courier labels. So here you can download the courier labels for sending the application to VFS Global and for the return service from the VFS Global services to your home. And to download the labels, you need to provide the government reference number, the passport number and the email address, and then search. You will be able to download the courier labels, take a printout of them, and for sending out your mail to the VFS Global, you can attach the forwarding courier label, and the return courier label you can put in the supporting documents, and it will be taken care by the VFS Global. So this is about sending your application to the VFS Global, and once it reaches the VFS Global, they will intimate you through email, and after that you can track your application by clicking on track now in the services.vfsglobal.com. So click on track now, click on track your application, and then you can enter the applicant reference number, date of birth, CAPTCHA and submit, and you can track your application. So VFS Global review your documents. They check if everything is in place, all the supporting documents have been provided by you and they are accurate and self-attested. After that, they forward your application to the embassy, and when the document reaches the embassy, you can no longer track it using the VFS Global website. Then you need to go to the ociservices.gov.in website, and you need to click on status inquiry and then click on proceed, and then you need to enter the passport number and the file reference number, CAPTCHA, and click on get status, and this will provide you with the OCI status. In total, this review process and printing of the OCI card takes around 6 to 8 weeks of time. So plan your travel accordingly, and I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please like, share and comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support. Take care. Bye bye.